Hi guys, and welcome back to another edition of TCW TV. Today we're going to be covering off one of my little dilemmas that I have at the moment, which is which Defender to actually get. The 90, the 110 or the hardtop. Again, we've done lots of reviews at the moment. We've been on a off-road day in the 110 and the car was absolutely spectacular. You've really got to go on one of them off-road days to understand what the car can actually do. So I fell in love with the 110 just because we did the off-road day. We then went to the launch of the hardtop, so we had a look around that, and again, it looks fit for purpose. It looks great, and you've got the VAT benefits as well, being able to claim back the VAT, and we could run it through the business. And then you've got the heartstrings, which always pushes me towards the Defender 90, just because it's the iconic car, it's classic, and it looks amazing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump on the configurator, build some different Defenders, and at the end we'll do a little bit of a comparison to see which one we like the best. So just before we get started, we just had an update from the dealer. There are a whole load of new specifications and options available for these cars now. I've not heard of some of them, I've not seen them, I don't know what prices are going to come out, so I'm quite excited about doing this together. So let's get stuck in on the configurator. Before we crack on with the rest of the video, I'm very excited to announce a brand new collaboration between TCW TV and Daily Dabble. These guys run a prize-based competition and they give away some Bobby Dazzler prizes, and in most cases life-changing prizes. And on top of it, they also support some amazing causes. And in fact, all of the revenue and all the ticket sales that are generated from this video are going to be going directly to the Fair Share charity. This is Marcus Rashford's campaign to fight hunger in the most vulnerable communities. So how does it all work here, you ask? Don't worry, it's really simple. All you've got to do is take yourself down to the Daily Dabble link in the description below, pick which competition you want to play. Plays range from being £10 where you can actually win a car to being free where you can win an iPad. Once the last entry is in, the winner will then be drawn. But don't be fooled, this ain't no normal competition. I've seen loads of these before where you enter and you've got like a 1 in a trillion chance of winning because there's no cap on how many entries are put in. This is a ticket limited competition, which means there's only going to be a few thousand people entering, and once the last entry is in, the winner will be announced, increasing your chances of winning some great prizes. And the main competition is for a brand new Mini Cooper S. As you guys know, I am a massive Mini fan. They're cracking little cars and they're so much fun. So if you fancy winning yourself a brand new car for Christmas, take yourself down to the Daily Dabble link in the description below and get yourself entered. There's less than 100 tickets left. We want to give this away before Christmas, and once they're gone, they're gone. So go for it and dare to dabble. Okay, so we've now got 4 models to choose from. We've got the Defender 90, the Defender 110, the 90 hardtop, which is the commercial vehicle, and the 110 hardtop, which is also a commercial vehicle. So let's get started with a build on the Defender 90. Okay, so I was just going to say we've got 3 editions to choose from. We've actually got 4 now. There's a new one I've not seen before. So we've got the base model Defender, we've got the Defender X Dynamic, which is the one I've not seen before. Let's just take a quick look. It looks like, yeah, it's just very cosmetic changes, yeah. And then we've got the Defender First Edition, and then we've got the all singing and all dancing Defender X. But for the purpose of today's video, we wanted to build a Defender from scratch, so let's select the base model. So we've now got 3 engine options. We've got the D200, which is a 3 litre, 200 horsepower twin turbocharged diesel. Their most popular engine by far, which is the D250, which is a 3 litre, 250 horsepower twin turbocharged diesel. And finally, we've got their P300, which is a 2 litre, 300 horsepower turbocharged petrol. Now check out some of these stats here. Who would have ever thought that you'd see a Defender doing 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds? That's absolutely ridiculous. Is that necessary in a big truck like this? Probably not, but I like a little bit of oomph in my cars. I like the confidence to be able to overtake someone on the motorway, so let's go with the P300. Okay, into the specification packs. Nothing different here than any other of the Landrover ranges. You've got the Defender, you've got the Defender S, the SE, and the HSE. Now this is going to be a car that I'm going to be using every single day. So I want all the comforts, I want all the mod cons, so let's go with the HSE. So when I finally decided that I was going to get the new Defender, I wanted it to be everything that a Defender should be. I wanted it to be rugged, I wanted it to look like a truck, and more to the point, I wanted it to give me the same feeling that my old 110 used to be. So when it came to choosing the accessory packs, there was only one pack that I could choose that would give me all them things, and that was the Explorer pack. So if you look here, this is it in its standard form. I think it looks good, but I do think it looks a little bit soft. As soon as you put the Explorer pack on, I just think it changes the car totally. In fact, let's see if we can get a bigger picture up. Yeah, I just think it looks so much better. And let's look at some of the things that you get on here. You've got the side storage here, which I'm going to be honest, I'll probably never use. I don't think it looks the best, so I probably won't put that on. We're probably going to change this for a ladder on this side and a ladder on the other side. We are going to use this for camping, so having a ladder on both sides will be handy. You've also got the roof rack. With this, we'll be able to get all of our work gear on there. We'll be able to put the bikes on there. And as I've said, we want to be able to go camping with it as well. And the snorkel, am I ever going to use the snorkel? I'd like to think so, but I don't know. But the point of it is that if I do some off-roading, then I've got the snorkel there and I've got the ability to be able to do it. So again, I think with the Explorer pack, I think it just looks a much better car. So let's move down. So now we've got what we've got here. So we've got the fixed side steps. If you've not been out and got in a Landrover Defender, you'll know that it's quite a tall car. It's quite hard to get into. So I think it is a necessary thing to have a fixed side step. So we'll be adding that one. I need to be able to pick up my grandma. She needs to be able to get in. We've got the deployable roof ladder. So again, we're probably going to get one on this side and one on the other side. So let's add that for now. And next step. Okay, let's go straight to the colours now. This is now where there's a whole load of more options available. There's way more to choose from. Let's have a look at some of the paints. We've currently been waiting for a colour called Carpe Diem Grey. This is the colour I had on the old Defender 90, and I think it looks fantastic on that. Let's see what it looks like on this. I think it looks okay. There's just not something quite right about it. It does look stealth-like, but for me, it just doesn't seem right for this 90. So I am now pushing more towards the Eiger Grey. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I just think that all the black bits pop a little bit more. I just think it looks a little bit sleeker. There's also an option on here now to get the satin protective film. That wasn't an option before. That was only available on the Pangea Green. And I always get this one wrong when I say it, so I apologise. Gondwana Stone. But now it's available in the grey. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Yeah, it just softens it. It just looks nicer. I think that's great. So it isn't cheap. It's 3,775 quid, but it's going to protect your car and it looks a whole lot better. Okay, so let's move on from that one. Next step, signature graphic. No, we don't need that. Move on. Visual packs, black exterior pack, 100%. Again, just them little details. The Defender badge on the front, the grille, just gives that, makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Let's go on to the next one. Glass. Yeah, we're definitely going to go gangster. Privacy glass. Yeah, there we go. Next step. Right, so it's an interesting one. I did initially think that I wanted to get the electric deployable tow bar because I won't be using it all the time. I do want one because we're going to pull over cars around Europe and different things. So we're going to use the Defender to do that. But after seeing it, if you look at the bottom here now, when I put it on, this is the detachable tow bar rather than the electric deployable one. I think the fact, if you look at it there now, there's not much difference. I don't even think you'd notice it on this car. So we're just going to go with a cheaper option, 780 quid, and that'll do the trick. Next one, wheels. So again, there's a bit of a dilemma this one. I do want to go for darker wheels. I saw the other day one of these with the 18-inch satin dark grey. I thought it looked great. Let's have a look at what we've got now. We've currently got the 20-inch on this, the gloss silver. Okay, so let's go with the ones I saw the other day, the satin dark grey ones. Let's see what options we've got available here. And we'll pop the off-road tyres on that as well. Now, at a later date, I will be putting proper off-road tyres on this, ones that are going to be suitable for the road and going off-road as well. So that's that. Next step. Okay, roof. So the roof has already been selected here because when you take the satin paint, for some reason, it automatically puts the black contrast roof on. I would have done that anyway. If you look here, I just think with the satin paint, the blacked out windows, the black detailing and the black roof, it's just an all-round package. I think it looks great. Because the roof rack I'm not going to go for the fabric folding roof. I'm just going to stick with the panoramic roof, which comes with the HSC package anyway. Black roof rails, don't need that. Let's move on. So we're now on to the interior. So as you guys know, there's a whole load of options with the seating arrangements in this. You can actually get 6 seats with the jump seat in the front. I'm not too interested in that. I don't need that. So we'll just stick with it as it is. Black's always good. So I always stick with the black. Ebony Windsor, yeah, that's fine. Don't need the cabin walkthrough. Headlining. Oh, you have to pay for this. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to go for the black headline. Yeah, just looks a little bit neater, a little bit tidier even. Okay, finishes. So I saw one of these the other day in the garage and I loved it with the rough cut walnut veneer. I just think it's a nice little touch. Looks very classy. It's got a good texture to it as well when you touch it. Okay, next one, audio. So this currently comes with the Meridian sound system, which is good enough. Am I going to spend an extra 630 quid on the surround sound system? Do you know what? I probably am. I'm going to build this as my ideal car, see what price we come up with, and then work backwards from there. But again, with this being my everyday car, I think that I want to make sure I've got them luxuries. I want to make sure the sound system sounds good. So let's go with the surround system for now. Different options. Okay, so this is interesting. Now with the 90, you do not get the air suspension. Okay, with the 110, you actually get that as standard. I'm going to need the air suspension, so I'm going to have to add this. It's going to be interesting to see how this affects the price. Coming in and out of some of the garages that I have to come in and out of, I need to be able to lower the car, so I need the air suspension pack. I'm probably not going to do the off-road pack or the advanced off-road stuff. Keep that all the same. Comfort and convenience pack, 100%. I need that. Obviously, I'm going to be using it a lot for work and traveling around, so I want that to be able to wirelessly charge. Towing pack, don't need. Climate control pack, no. Let's move on from there. Again, all these things like the electronic active differential, I would love to stack it with this, but you're probably going to be taking this car to 100 grand if you're putting everything on it that you want to get on it, and I'm probably not going to need to use that. Okay, we don't need that. No solo on this one. Interior, let's have a look at some of these details. Smokers pack, no. Air quality, no. We'll move on from that one. Convenience. Now, do you know what? I like the idea of the activity key, but I'm going to hold that a little bit longer. I believe there's some new technology coming out with iWatches where you may be able to link your key to your iWatch at some point. So I'm going to miss that out and see what happens over the next few months. Okay, next one, head-up display. This is, I've never ever, and I've had this in all my cars, but I've never found this useful. I don't particularly like using it. I don't know what everyone else's opinion is. Please let me know what you think. I'm not going to opt for that for 1,000 quid. I don't find it beneficial at all for whatever reason, and that may just be me. Let me know what you think. I'm interested, but I'm not going to add this to this. Safety and security. Let's do a Tracker Pro for 12-month subscription. Add that on there. Okay, see what else we've got here. Blah, 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 blah. Don't need the undershield, don't need the A-frame. Well, we're not going to do that. Raise the inset. We've got all that already. That's fine. Interior accessories. Not fussed about any of that. Not fussed about any of that. Moving on, moving on. No, no, no kids on the way. I hope not anyway. Okay, so we've already added the ladder. We've got the side mounted carrier. Again, not a big fan of that, but I think if I remove that, it's going to remove the whole package. So let's keep it on for now. We're going to carry the bikes on top of the car, so don't need the rear one. Okay, the tent's not an option there yet, but I will be looking at getting the tent for the top. Okay, wheels. No, I'm happy with everything. Okay, finish my build. Okay, there's the car. I think that looks absolutely stunning. It's a shame. I wonder if we can get that, the Defender of the on the wheel change. I wonder if you can get that a different colour. I think everything else though is pretty much, if I was going to spec my ideal 90, I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think, but I think that looks stunning. I think that is the Defender that I imagined, and that's the Defender that I will, if I go with the 90, that was probably the spec. Okay, the price, this is interesting. Okay, 72,597 quid, and we didn't put everything on it. We didn't put everything on it. That's quite a lot for a Defender 90, 72 grand. It does look stunning, but is it worth 72 grand? Okay, so that's it for our first build. We've just built the Defender 90. It looks absolutely epic. If I was going to build my ideal 90, that would be it. 72 grand plus though is a lot of money. So let's do a little bit of a comparison. I'm going to jump back on the configurator now. We'll do a build of a 110. We'll maybe play around with a few of the options on the 90, and let's do a few comparisons at the end. See you again soon. We've just built the 110 to pretty much the same specification as the 90. Both look absolutely epic. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Do you prefer the 90 or do you prefer the 110, especially in this specification? I think they both look stunning. Let me know what your comments are on this one. I'm really happy with the build. I think they look great. On the 110, I did throw in some sneaky little extras though. I put in the extra off-road capabilities, as I do intend to use this car a little bit more off-road. So I wanted to see what the price would come for at that. So let's go and take a look at both the cars. So on the left, we've got the Defender 90, and on the right, we've got the 110. Both looking absolutely stunning. I think in that specification, in that color, with the black detail, I just think they look great. Both cars, 90 and the 110. So let's go down. The first thing that hits you in the face is the price. 72,597 for the Defender 90 and 78,770 for the 110. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for what really is just a truck. But in reality, when you look at it, it's not just a truck, and this is a debatable thing. This car can do some pretty amazing things. When we did the experience day and you saw it in the mud ruts and going up and down the hills, that is unbelievable what that car can do. And when you put that price tag to the capabilities, it all makes sense. But is the average buyer going to be using this off-road? Probably not. So when you look at it from that angle, the off-road capabilities make it value for money. But for the guy that never uses the off-road capabilities, it's probably not good value for money. So again, that's open for debate. You are getting a lot of car for your money, but it is a lot of money if you're just going to use it on the street every day. So let's move on. So with the Defender 110, there's a little bit of increase in price versus the 90. That is primarily because of the extra options that I snuck on. As I said, we do want to use this off-road. We don't just want to use it as a city car. So on the 110, we added the advanced off-road capability pack, which isn't here on the 90. The comfort and convenience pack is on that one, so that's the same, but we also added the electronic active differential. If you'll notice here as well, on the 110, it doesn't say air suspension pack. That's because as standard, the air suspension comes with the 110. Okay, so we've got a few little extras there. Everything else though is pretty much the same. Everything's pretty much the same. The only difference is the off-road capabilities. So that's the two cars. I think they both look stunning. What I want to do now is I want to have a play around. I want to pick out of these two now, either the 90 or the 110, which is my favorite. And from that, I then want to do I'm going to call it a budget build. I'm going to see how much of a car I can get for as little money. So that's it for the budget build. I decided to do it on the 90 in the end, obviously that being the iconic car, and that is the one that always pulls my heartstrings. Did I enjoy doing it? Not at all. I've had to take away a lot of features to be able to get it down to this price. For me, it's only half the car that it was before, but what I tried to base it around is the realities of my life. Am I going to be using this off-road more than on-road? Probably not. So I've had to sacrifice a lot of the off-road features, unfortunately, and I've tried to make it how I'd like it as a day-to-day car, and how I'd visually, unfortunately, just like it to look. So let's have a quick look at what we've actually done. Here we've got the Defender 90, the first one that we built, which came in at £72,000. We've got the 110 that we built, and we've got the budget build, which is over here. All the cars look pretty much the same. I've tried to build these cars for the reality of my life, in the sense of, am I going to be doing more off-road than on-road? Probably not. So visually, the cars look exactly the same. They all look stunning. I've kept the key features that I really liked, but I've had to sacrifice, unfortunately, a lot of the off-road capabilities, which really goes against the point of the Defender for me. But let's go ahead anyway and have a quick look at the differences. So the big one that smacks you in the face is obviously the change in price. The budget build's coming at £61,000 versus the all singing, all dancing, go anywhere car, which is £72,000. So there's about a £10,000 difference in both of them. Let's have a look at some of the major differences. The first one was that I've put, to get the price down, I've put the SE package on this. So there are still some luxuries with the car, but nowhere near as many as the HSE. So you'll lose a lot of the comfort and the luxury of the HSE. But again, it'll be livable. Livable, that's a bit of an extreme. It'll be nice to still be in, but it's not obviously as luxurious as the HSE. So let's have a quick look at some of the major differences. If I can find them, we've kept everything visually pretty much the same. The Eiger Grey in the satin protective film just looks great, so we've kept that same. That is a big expense, but that's not some, I probably would have got PPF on the car anyway. So to get it done by Landrover for an extra few quid, it just saves a lot of the hassle. We've had to downgrade the size of the wheels. Gone from 20 inch to 18 inch, unfortunately. We've kept the all-season tyres on rather than the off-road tyres, again saving a few quid. Everything else pretty much the same there. Again, it's just a lot of the luxuries that you're losing. So in the interior, the media stuff, so it's not got the surround sound, Meridian sound system, it's got the basic one. Here is the biggie though. We're losing all of the off-road capabilities of the other two cars that we've spec'd. It doesn't have any of that. This is basically just visually a good car, and it just looks nice, but you do lose that ability to, you could probably still take it off-road, but you wouldn't have all the mod cons to help you do it, and you won't be able to do the extreme stuff that we did on the experience day. So that's a little bit disappointing, but again, the purpose of this build was to try and be a budget build. A lot of the standing features are the same. So yeah, so really, if we look at this, cars look visually exactly the same. Technology wise, it's not as snazzy or it's not as comfortable as the other two, but the biggie for me is that you lose all of the off-road capability, which for me, what's the point in getting a Land Rover Defender if you're not going to take it off-road? Or what's the point of having a Land Rover Defender if you're not going to even have the option to take it off the road? Let's call a spade a spade. £61,000 is not a cheap car anyway. This is an expensive truck, and if you're going to spend that kind of money, you may as well spend that extra £10,000 and get the all singing, all dancing, and more importantly, go anywhere truck that you went out to buy, which was the Defender. So really for me, is it worth trying to make a budget build on this? Probably not. Like I said, it's an expensive car anyway. You might as well spend, if you can spend that on a car, you might as well spend an extra £10,000 and get what you want. So for me, I don't think I'll be going down the budget route. I just need to really look at whether it's the 90 that I prefer or the 110. So that's it for another day. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Land Rover builds. It's been very informative for me. There's a whole load of options that I didn't even know were available. So hopefully you guys have got something out of it as well. Please, please, please do let me know. Do you sit on the Defender 90 team or do you sit on the Defender 110 team? It's been a question I've been asking myself for a long, long time now, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So please make sure you put it in your comments below. We're going to be doing a whole load of more Land Rover content. So if you've liked what you've seen, then please do make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next video.